This video is going to be on why Klay Thompson talks about how he gets the All-Star snub, and I'm going to do a two-part video on Charles, Kenny, and Shaq, their reaction on Klay getting snubbed out of the All-Star team, and then Stephen A. and Max Kellerman will to give their thoughts on Klay being out of the All-Star team. So without further ado, let's get right into this video, and I will give my thoughts on it.
Team. What's that in his mouth? Cigarette. You know how they do that meme with him with his cigarette for making the first team so many times. Yeah. So I'm not mad at that. Yeah, Curry and Harden. Not mad at that. Freaking Paul George. Where's LeBron? And the Joker right there in the middle of the first team. No, let's go to the second team. You got Lillard and Irving in the backcourt, Kawhi and Kevin Durant in the front court with Joel Embiid. Not mad at that one either. And the third team with Westbrook and Kemba in the backcourt, Blake Griffin, LeBron James, third team, and Rudy Gobert. No Klay Thompson anywhere. Okay.
Hear that? So we're going to get Klay's reaction to this.
You mentioned Klay Thompson not making it, and that was mentioned to Klay Thompson today.
It is what it is. I can't control it. Do I think there's that many guards better than me in the league? No, but that's the reason why we're still playing. So I don't want to get into it, honestly.
Klay, how are you able to roll that off your back, given, there's money implications?
Rings.
Facts.
I like that. He's right, though. He's right, man.
Facts.
Well, first of all, those other guys deserve it. And he don't? Oh, it's not about that. Those other guys had great years. He said, he hasn't had a great year? I'm just asking a question. Those other guys had better years. This regular season wasn't as good as it was not. And listen, this notion is Kemba had a great year.
He did have a great year.
This fool asked that question, talking about, you think that's many guards better than you? That's only six guards. He should have made one of those teams. I don't care what you're talking about. I'm not going to say who should be on or who should be.
This is kind of difficult because I think it would be who should be on, who should be off. Klay has made all NBA teams before. I don't know if he's made. I know he's never made a first team. He might have made a third team. And it's possible that he's made a second team, but they were saying that he's never made an all NBA team. But it was just crazy that this is his first year that he even made an all defensive team. And to me, this is the media bias. And it's funny because I remember videos ago, I did a video on the fact that Klay Thompson, Rachel Nichols was out here talking about that she voted for Klay Thompson twice. She didn't vote for him. And for a chance to be on an all NBA defensive team, she never voted for him. She lied 2 years in a row that she voted for Klay Thompson, and she didn't. So, and for me, it made no sense. Klay should have been a first-team All-NBA defender with the fact that, look, he averaged 22 points a game, 47% from the field, 42% from three. But people are but it's like, dude, you're like the third option on the Golden State Warriors. So it's like, there's no way that you have better years than some of these other guys. Some of these guys have breakout seasons. It's kind of difficult, to be honest. Look, I'm not going to get into the back and forth, but who do you think should have been left off if you think that Klay Thompson should have been on an all-NBA team? Let me know in the comments.
I would say that there's no doubt in my mind that Klay Thompson is either the second best or third best shooting guard. In basketball.
I could agree with that.
It would be James Harden, Paul George, and he. Independent on the night. They picked six guards. I'm just saying that. I know. Listen, we're not about who's the better player. Those six guys had a better regular season. I think so too. Draymond Green, you asked about too. He definitely should be in the mix also. He's playing great, especially now. Didn't get a vote. Great role player. Didn't get a vote. No, I'm looking at the other players. What you're talking about.
Damn, I tell you, man, these media analysts, man, if you're not on Golden State, you have a chance of making an all-NBA team, man. But if you're in Golden State, you're like, well, KD and Steph made it, but that's because they're the superstars on the team. Klay Thompson is a all-star role player, and Draymond Green is another all-star role player. I don't know if Draymond was going to make the all-defensive team, to be honest, but, it is what it is, honestly. I don't know. Do you think Klay and Draymond should have made All-NBA this year? It's possible. Throw me some stats if you think that they were all deserving in terms of their other contemporaries at their primary position. Once again, let me know in the comments.
Receiving votes: Bradley Beal,
Klay Thompson, Ben Simmons, Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, DeMar DeRozan, D'Angelo
All those guys got
D.
votes
Wade,
before
Devin
Draymond
Booker,
Green.
I'm kind of surprised D'Angelo Russell didn't make an All-NBA team because he had a great year. He had a really, really great year. I mean, he's in the running for most improved player. I'm surprised he didn't make an All-NBA team. At least third team. Got a little surprised at that.
Drew Holiday, Kyle Lowry, and Lou Williams.
I will say this,
Lou Williams.
perception doesn't always meet reality, and I was part of that.
Yeah, that's true.
I got more
Great point,
MVP
Kenny.
votes on Houston Rockets than Akeem Olajuwon. Like, it's perception. Oh, he came in and now they're winning. No, the reality is Akeem Olajuwon's a better player. But the perception was, oh, he's getting MVP votes. Klay Thompson and Draymond Green win rings. That is, and they're proving now. They're proving now. Once there's a lot of guys when they get more responsibility, like they're getting now, they shun away and they fade. These guys have excelled.
I think this is what you have to understand in terms of the Golden State Warriors. Because Klay Thompson and Draymond Green weren't doing nearly as much because of what Kevin Durant does. Remember, now that him and Boogie are out, there's more responsibility, which they're really doing, in the regular season. You kind of go through the motions in the regular season. They both had. Draymond did not really have his best year. He started getting going late in the season and in the playoffs. Draymond was not having a great year. He was not playing up to Draymond Green standards. Klay Thompson got off to a very slow start, and he picked it up as the season went along. So I think this is really more so for guys. I mean, it's difficult too because Russell Westbrook didn't get off to a great start neither. So, and Paul George, he started great, but then he went down. And even with the fact that his numbers slightly declined after the injury, he still made first team All NBA. It's subjective, man. It's really difficult, to judge. But it is what it is. As Klay Thompson said, the bottom line is, he's still playing and he's trying to get another ring, man. This will be ring number 4. Think about it. Let him marinate.
With more responsibility.
Again,
Like Kenny says, perception is reality. It's not necessarily reality.
Somebody's going to have a 3-2 lead at the end of the night. They're the two principals of.
Now you're going to hear Stephen A. and Max talk about Klay Thompson getting snubbed out of the All-NBA team.
It doesn't make sense to have a team, Stephen A., with Westbrook and Kemba in the backcourt if Klay Thompson's available. You would not have Westbrook and Kemba. You would choose Klay either over Westbrook.
One argument is that both Westbrook and Kemba had better years, and another argument would be I would still put Klay Thompson at the 2-guard spot, because of the season he had. But once again, this is media bias because he plays for the Golden State Warriors. Look, they already said Kevin Durant and Steph Curry can't win MVPs because they're on the same team. But LeBron James got to do it with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Now it's Klay can't make a defensive team all these years, and now he happens to make it this year as a kind of to say, we're sorry we didn't put you on defensive teams when you should have been there before, but you're not even good enough to make an All-NBA team? Because you play with Golden State, and it's like, well, you didn't have to do as much because Steph Curry and Kevin Durant are there. Draymond really doesn't have a case because he struggled throughout the season, especially because he was out of shape and he was injured. So Draymond doesn't really have a case. Draymond is showing you his worth right now. See, had he played like that from game 1 to game 82, Draymond is probably on an All NBA team. It'd be between second and third, in between. So depends. But Klay Thompson had a pretty good season considering the slow start that he got off to. But I don't think it was going to happen though, regardless. But it's unfortunate because he should be on an All NBA team, at least third, man.
Kemba, if you're constructing a team, he is a great defensive player. He is one of the greatest shooters who ever lived. And for that level of 3-and-D guy, he can also really ball. I agree with Klay Thompson.
Well, I agree with him too. And I think that the important point that needs to be made is that it's a disgrace.
I hope you don't bring race into this, Stephen A. That's number 1. And number 2, what if I told you the greatest comeback in NBA history did not involve anything on the court, but Stephen A. going to sleep one night and then wakes up and he has not only a full set of hair, but his hairline returns. Because usually Stephen A. is up early at 5 a.m., but his hairline shows up at 7:43. And brother, that thing is fading. It's making like a nice little arch. The arch, that little huge arch in St. Louis? Yeah, it's kind of looking like that though. So you got to do something about that. Bald is beautiful. Might have to go there, but damn, I can't imagine him without hair though.
When you talk about what Klay Thompson brings to the table, and it's not about what guards are better than him or not better than him. It's about you're taking the regular season into consideration. I would have put Klay Thompson. I'm not saying anybody deserves to be off of it because all the players can ball. But what I'm saying is I would have put him ahead of Kyrie Irving. I would have put him ahead of Russell Westbrook and Kemba Walker. Let me be very, very clear.
Let me know what you guys think. You think he should be ahead of Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, or Kemba Walker? Let me know in the comments.
About that. I'm looking at Kemba Walker right now, who I love and all of that stuff because I love what he brings to the table. Kemba Walker hasn't been in the playoffs the last 3 years or whatever the case may be, even though, again, it's regular season and he's carried the Hornets on his back. We know that when he gets going, he's absolutely unstoppable as a scoring machine. He averaged 25 a game. But nevertheless, that's when he gets going. And obviously, his miniature stature, he's a defensive liability. Last time I checked, defense matters, and Klay Thompson is one of the better defenders in the game. I think people were holding the first 7 games of the season against Klay Thompson when he was shooting 39% from the field, just 14% from three-point range, averaging just 15 points per game. He was off for the first 7 games of the season. The last 71 games that he played this year, he averaged better than 22 points on 47% shooting from the field, 42% from three-point range. He's one of the greatest shooters this game has ever seen. He can defend 4 different positions. And not only that, he does what he does while recognizing he's a third wheel on a team. And for us to sit here, a panel of 100 writers and broadcasters, it wasn't me, that to cost this man potentially is sickening to me. And when I look at him, look at the things that we've said. Kyrie can ball. We know what all-world talent Kyrie Irving is. But you do now find yourself where his leadership was brought into question. I know of people who had conversations with Kyrie Irving because they said, you better than that. You're a better leader than that. You're a better person than that. You're a better baller than that. Your body language on the court, your lack of inspiration to your teammates, etc., etc. They've called him out. Not me, but they've called him out about it personally because they got that kind of love for him. Clearly, Kyrie wasn't himself. Russell Westbrook, down in points, down in field goal percentage shooting, down in three-point percentage shooting. And listen, he shot 29.8% from 3 last year, Max, and still it was worse this year from three-point range for Russell Westbrook. Hold on. And he's down free throw shooting.
But even with all that said, it's because of the fact that he had the triple-double. See, that's the problem. The media nitpick stats, man, and they look at these inflated statistics, and that's why. Stacks doesn't tell all context. That's the problem. It's who they cater to and who they like. So that's why certain players get nods over others.
All the way down to 65% from the free throw line. Paul George was doing major damage for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I think that's a question mark. So we talk about Kyrie, we talk about Russell, we talking about Kemba Walker, all with question marks. And the person that gets sacrificed is a reigning 2-time champion, 3 championships in the last 4 years, on the verge of 3-peating, widely recognized as one of the top 5 shooters this game has ever seen, and we're going to trip over him rolling his eyes. We should be proud of Klay Thompson for not throwing up in front of all the reporters for sitting there and getting screwed over the way that he did.
The bottom line is, think of the players you just compared to Klay. From Kemba Walker to Paul George. Like, what is Klay? He's getting, when you say screwed over, he's getting screwed over by the system that they do this, right? Like, he's a two-way wing.
Hey guys, didn't I tell you when Max Kellerman said that all the votes are always going to be set in stone in terms of who was going to get what awards before the game, before the start of the season? And look what he said. He talked about the system. Let me rewind that back.
Is Klay? He's getting, when you say screwed over, he's getting screwed over by the system that they do this, right? Like,
keep that same energy.
He's a two-way wing 3-and-D guy.
I'm not even thinking about all of that.
He's not a combo guard, but that's what happened. They took point guards instead of and considered him as competing with the point guards instead of his real competition is Kawhi Leonard, who's better than him, Paul George, who's better than him, and KD, who's better than him. Who else does that job better than Klay Thompson? Right? And Nobody. So is it just Jimmy Butler? Like these are really who he's competing against. But somehow in this system, he's competing against Kemba Walker. And think of it this way: you're trying to win a champion.
But think about this. If you look again, Paul George made first team All NBA. KD and Kawhi made second team All NBA. I think Klay Thompson has a case that he could be on the third team though. Come on, man. It's not like if those guys went 1, 2, 3 in the All NBA. No. Kawhi and KD, the two Ks, they ended up on second team. And Paul George was on first team All NBA. So Klay does have a legitimate case to be on at least the third team.
Right? You want Kemba Walker or Klay Thompson? You want Russell Westbrook or Klay Thompson? Klay Thompson is a guy with whom you can win a championship. We've seen it. He doesn't need the ball, but he does damage with it. He can defend the other team's best wing player. He's 6'7" and one of the greatest shooters ever, and he's a great team player. He should be on at least the All-Third team.
But Max, here's the thing, and I get all of that, and obviously I just made that point, but I got to tell you something. There's something else that I'm going to throw out here. Yes, we can make arguments for everybody, because again, they all can ball. But you have to understand, these broadcasters and sports writers, you know the rules, and you know by leaving him off, you're going to cost him potentially $30 million. Now, yesterday I had to leave.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's the thing also, because there's a clout to it. There's a clout to this. I mean, you know, there's a little bit of a reward to this. You know, there's a little bit of a, you know, if you were to make at least second team or first team All NBA, you would have a chance to get the Super Max. Klay Thompson's not going to get that opportunity since he's not on the All NBA third team, which is actually one of the rules that the sportcasters and sports writers and the broadcasters have talked about. You make one of these one or first or second team All NBAs, the amount of dollars you're going to get is much more than if you were to be on a third team or not even an All NBA player. So that's why Klay Thompson lost a chance at more money by not being an All NBA player. So there is an agenda to this, you know.
Kyrie wasn't himself.
Real competition is Kawhi Leonard, who's better than him. 7 and one of the greatest shooters ever, and he's a great team player. He should be on at least the All-Third team.
But Dan, these broadcasters and sports writers, you know the rules, and you know by leaving him off, you're going to cost him potentially $30 million.
He could have made more.
Now, does Klay Thompson deserve that? I understand that, you know what, Kemba Walker is in line for the Supermax, even though I don't think he's going to get it and what have you. But when you have something that close, that debatable, what about what this dude does on both ends of the floor? Yeah. What about what he sacrifices? What about how we've given Chris Bosh and Kevin Love in the past major kudos for what they sacrificed for the betterment of the team. Klay Thompson does that, and you go and cost him $30 million. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful.
Thompson,
it really is.
2 or a 3. There are 3 teams, so 6 slots for him. Tell me 6 guys who can play.
And you look at the 6 slots. You look at the 6 slots. Here's how I look at it. There's 5 guys on each All-NBA team, 1, 2, and 3. Don't tell me 15 different dudes in the league.
According to Screaming A. Smith, 15 NBA players can be top 5.
I understand that, but I'm just telling you how I look at it. In other words, don't tell me that 15 different dudes deserve to be recognized more than him when he's a 3-time champion. That's jacked up. It really is.
I'm sure he's upset about the money lost, as you point out, Stephen A. He did say, I'm going to the finals for the 5th straight.
It's so crazy that Max and Stephen A., even when they agree on something, on an argument, they argue viciously.
Here. Those count for something. Those matter for something.
All right. Oh, by the way, Will.
All this basically says is the bottom line is the media should not have control over MVP and all other NBA awards, including these all NBA defensive and all NBA teams. That's the bottom line. Klay is hella underrated. And what this is going to do, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, I think Klay Thompson is about to ball out in the NBA Finals. He just got the motivation he needed. Klay is hella underrated, man. What this dude does on both ends of the floor, he should be on an All NBA team and all defensive team just about every year.
What his greatest Steph is, what would Steph be if he didn't have Klay Thompson in the
What would Klay Thompson be if he didn't have Steph Curry? Come on, Stephen A.
backcourt to take
Goes both ways, my friend.
some of that pressure off of him as well?
They take the pressure off. They take the pressure off each other. Like, now you're being ridiculous, my friend. So, but anyway, man, this is your boy Lewis with another one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man, with this whole Klay All-Star snub, man. Did he get snubbed? Was he robbed of $30 million? Let me know what you guys think, man. As always, I do this for you guys. You guys, man, are the inspiration as to why I do these things, man. And I appreciate you guys always taking the time to watch my videos, man. I keep on that grind. I keep on that hustle, man. I never stop, never settle. As always, bless up. One love. Peace. Thanks for watching.